You know, it is an absolute shame that the Metroid series has existed for almost 40 years and Nintendo hasn't taken the time to properly tell Samus Aran's origin story. I mean, imagine any other IP doing this. Existing for over 40 years, multiple spin offs, five mainline entries, and never once did they take the time to introduce players. The hell with reintroduce, like you see in the title and in the actual thumbnail. Nah, they actually have to just introduce Samus Aran properly. You got a whole generation who grew up on Samus through Smash Brothers, and they know the power suit and they know the zero suit. But they don't really know that character's plight. They don't know anything about that character. They don't know about Rodney and Victoria. They don't know about K2L. They don't know about the old man. They don't even know who the big purple dragon is. Nintendo properly introducing these characters has never really been a thing. Think about that real quick. Yeah, there's scans that you can read. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you have to basically, at this point, go online and read about old mangas that I used to read as a kid. Nintendo Power comic books that I used to read as a kid in order to understand exactly who this character is. Most people from the outside looking in probably just see female Iron Man, female Master Chief, female Doomslayer. And to that, I'll say there's nobody to blame for that other than Nintendo. Because, like I said, so many video games over multiple decades, and never once did they actually lock in on letting players know this is who you playing as. This is why Samus Aran absolutely does not play when it comes to space pirates, and why any chance she gets, any sighting of them, she shows up on site and wrecks every single one of them, no question asked. Do you know why? Because they never even tell players. They just expect players to pick up the controller and go. But I think we got to rewind. Let's rewind all the way back to the planet K2L, where Samus' parents, Rodney and Victoria Aran, worked as scientists. One day, Samus Aran was just chilling on this Earth-like planet, minding her own business, looked up at the sky, and saw an eclipse. That eclipse would turn out to not be an eclipse. Instead, it would be the space pirates from Zebes, to be specific, led by none other than the big purple dragon. Yeah, Ridley. Ridley would touch down on this planet and wreck everything. Samus Aran's mom would literally fight to her last breath to protect her child, and that she did. Because at the end of all of this, when the space pirates left, Samus Aran was the one who remained in the ash of her people and everything that she loved. Now imagine this. That little girl, right there in that moment, everything that she's ever known, gone, looks up into the sky, because I mean, what else is there to look at? And sees yet another eclipse. She's probably thinking, wait, did they realize that they left me behind and they coming back to finish the job? Right? Because that's all she would possibly think at that moment. To then come to find out it wasn't foe but friend, the Chozo, this intergalactic race that traverses planets and helps wherever they can and leave their stamp all over, I mean, the whole entire universe. Searching through all the rubble and ash, the Chozo that would come to find Samus Aran would be the old bird. And he would take Samus Aran by the hand, and the Chozo would infuse her with Chozo DNA so that she too can traverse multiple planets and inhabit multiple planets, even without a power suit. But the power suit, oh, that would make her better. But yeah, they would infuse her with DNA, for example, DNA of none other than Ravenbeak, a Chozo that in the future would become foe. Samus would take to all kinds of learnings, just like the Chozo did. And then once she became of age, immediately enlisted in the Galactic Federation. But once she got in, she realized it really wasn't for her. When they would give thumbs up, she would give the thumbs down. Samus would leave, use her power suit that was given by the Chozo, that would have multiple upgrades on multiple different planets. Because like I said, the Chozo, well, yeah, they ain't worldwide. They galactic wide. You know what I mean? They all over. So Samus would take her suit, her badass arm cannon, mothball abilities. Don't forget the actual battleship that they gave her to the Chozo. You know, her family did good for her. And listen, I'm cutting out a lot. Like at the Federation, she had a father figure in Adam. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of story that was told kind of in Metroid Other M there, but Metroid Other M didn't do justice in any of its storytelling because it was delivered so rigidly. And that's just me putting it nicely. You know, they tried to tell some origin in the ad for Metroid Other M. I still remember when, Ridley was basically walking up to Samus, and yeah, it was nothing but rubble and, fire and ash everywhere. And originally that ad was actually going to include Ronnie and Victoria dead with Ridley standing over them. And Sakamoto was like, yeah, can we just change that to it just being like Samus reacting to Ridley instead? So that ad was going to really, go in. And I wish it did, because that would have been like the only live action depiction of that moment we would ever have, because we haven't had anything live action with Metroid yet. But still, look, Metroid has this story that can be told real quick. Look, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond can't do everything. I understand that. But this is not asking for a lot. This is not you telling Samus whole story. This is not you getting to the nitty gritty, going beyond the, oh, look, casuals just think it's Iron Man, female in a suit, or Master Chief, or Doomslayer. It's going beyond them calling her like they used to call Link Zelda all the time. Now I feel like the casuals understand that Link is Link and Zelda is Zelda, and now we got Echoes of Wisdom, which actually stars the title character finally as a playable character. So I think it's understood. But for many years, many people just called Samus Metroid. And we don't got to get to the point that, yeah, that makes sense now. She is Metroid. She's the last remaining. Like she was on K2L, the last remaining. She's the last remaining Metroid. And with all the infusion of Metroid DNA that they did because of, badass fights that she got into, where she was almost left for dead, and they had to basically just mix things up. Hey, listen, you got the DNA that your mommy and daddy gave you. Then you got your Ravenbeak DNA and the other Chozo DNA. And now you got some Metroid DNA. So, yeah, the baby done saved you. It's a whole thing. You like the baby, what? Look, there's a lot. There's a lot. But you don't have to say all that. You could just go right from her parents, planet. This is why she goes to Zeb's and literally destroys the whole planet. Because she's like, oh, this is where y'all from, right? This is where y'all from. Y'all came to my home world, and y'all thought I was going to come here to play games? Hold on. And then she went in. And that's Metroid for you. And you play that. But they take a less is more approach with their storytelling. And this is why I was so happy when Prime 3 will come out. And hell, even Prime 4 is doing it. But when you turned on Super Metroid, yeah, they gave you a little narrative at the beginning, a little writing. But then you just saw the scientists basically all just done. Everything destroyed. The Metroids were kidnapped. And it's like, all right, now I'm in this base and I got to see what's going on. Oh, look, there's space pirates around here. The deeper you dug in, and then, you again, wreck everything. Because why? What did they do to Samus? Do you remember that? Now you understand why every shot from that arm cannon matters. Why when she going around just destroying things, it's not like she's just a maniac. It's like, nah, the space pirates are literally evil. Like, they just go around wrecking everything. So, and they're, to blame for Metroid Prime and all of this other stuff. So it all plays right into justifying knowing this story. You know what I'm saying? Of Samus and what she did. Yeah, you could highlight everything because where Metroid sits in the universe. You don't have to go beyond that and tell us anything about Samus in the future and her being, the last Metroid. None of that. You can just focus on what happened leading up to Prime 4. And think about it. This is a game that's been in development for mad long. This is a game that has to reintroduce people to Samus. I would have loved it if they would have did it in Metroid Dread, the origin. They could do it at any point. They just need to do it at some point. They keep bringing out Metroid games and not actually telling people, hey, look, this is why Samus Aran is actually doing this. They'll just be, oh, yeah, Distress Beacon, like, yeah, she a bounty hunter, so she going, yeah, but why is she a bounty hunter is the most important factor. Like, there's a lot to her character. Knowing that about her actual, upbringing makes every decision she makes, including one that goes beyond Prime story, but goes to Fusion. When she decides not to do, what the companies always want in all these sci-fi stories, Wayland Yutani, they always want the xenomorph and all of that. Well, the Federation, they wanted the X-Parasite. And Samus was like, nah, this is the worst. So she just wrecked everything. At least what she believed was everything with the X-Parasite up till, Dread and stuff. But up to that point, she wrecked everything and the Federation got mad at her. So understand, like, above all else, she's about protecting the galaxy. She's a Chozo. You know what I'm saying? That's who she was raised by. So she's not going to ever stand with the company and the Federation. She's doing what's best for all beings all over the universe. And that's Samus Aran. And I think that needs to be actually driven really like home to players. They need to see this stuff. You just can't expect new players to go and start looking up old, mangas and Nintendo Power comics and trying to find the origins of Samus and things like that. This is why when a lot of Metroid fans say Metroid could use, other medium taking the IP and doing something with it, is because I think we all believe that there's no way they're going to start a Metroid anime or show anything right in the middle and just be like, hey, Distress Beacon. And while I know many Metroid fans will love that, think about that for a second. Like, don't you want people to know who Samus Aran actually is? Like, I don't have this, like, thing with the Metroid IP where I want to, like, police it and be like, yeah, it's our little clubhouse. Now I'm trying to open these doors, kick these doors down. Man, straight up, oh, look, the door's red. Missile, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to let people in. Like, look at this. Look what this IP is. And people should be able to turn on the Metroid game and understand who Samus Aran is. Because this is not a Link situation. This is not that thing where it's like, oh yeah, you the player are Link. It's the link between you and the player. So we don't really, touch down on, Link's origins and things like that. He's just usually reincarnated and you just go from there. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. We all accepted that. Got it. There's different little things. Oh, this one was raised by the Kokiri. This one, that's cool. But Samus Aran is Samus Aran. She's not reincarnated. We haven't done no theoretical time travel stuff yet. We haven't done no breaking multiple timelines. None of that stuff has happened in Metroid. You know what I'm saying? This is Samus Aran. The same Samus Aran who went on every single journey, adventure, even the ones that many Metroid fans don't like Other M. Yes, Samus done went through that too. You know what I'm saying? So accept it. You got to take her and all her good and her bad if you're going to be a fan. That's the way I see it. Nah, man, it's just time, I feel. It's time that we turn on the Metroid game and it starts with the origin. And look how easy it would be to do it in Prime 4. I'm going to do it in 2 seconds. So you turn on the game, right? You pick your save file, one of 3, like always. If you got easy, normal, hard, you select that, bam, and then you go, right? The game starts. On the origin, K2L, parent, again, Space Pirates, you already know what goes down. And then the Chozo, bam, they take her, show her, getting, a montage of her being infused, her joining the Federation, and then have like the actual high quality, whatever we're watching, cinematic, turned into like a TV screen in a cockpit of a ship. And who's watching it? None other than Silex. And it's just some information that he stole from many of the different things that he's stolen over the years from the Federation, because he stole the suit from the Federation. He stole some Metroids at the end of Federation Force. Why couldn't he have stole more details on Samus? So then he gets all the details on Samus Aran because he don't like Samus Aran. He don't like the Federation. He probably thinking, oh yeah, Samus is with the Federation. She stand for the Federation. He don't. Well, I don't know what. Goddamn, I don't know what Silex is under the suit, but they don't know what Samus does in the future with the X-Parasite and basically gives the finger to the Federation. So Silex just hates. Looks at Samus like the biggest warrior that the Federation has, the biggest weapon. So it's like, yeah, I'm hunting you down, trying to take you out. And that's it. Simple, like, it's just in the cockpit. Oh yeah, bam. So the villain of the game was watching the origin, of our heroine. Like, that's awesome. Simple. Bam. And then right from there, cut to basically Samus doing something on the planet, chilling, whatever, you know, and that's your little introduction area, and the game starts from there, and then you get to whatever you saw in the trailer. Oh, distress beacon, gotta go fly to this, you know, Galactic Federation inhabited planet and stuff, and it's like, oh look who's here. It's my main op. Time to go in, and it's the Prime 4 trailer when she land and start just wrecking everything. That's Samus Aran. And it hits a lot harder when you know all this stuff. Many people always wonder, like, yo, you love this IP, like, why? Because, like, I was there, so I got to consume all of the stuff that they came out with over the years in real time. You know, all of it. And I just want people to have that opportunity without having to dig. Just Nintendo give the people what they want. Like I said, man, Super Metroid's opening. It was awesome to have the thoughts in my mind of, man, like, what was that actual attack like, though? Because, you know, we showed up after. Prime 3 answered that. You know what I'm saying? Prime 4 is continuing that. Like, this is what it's like. You see in Prime 4, they pushing out artifacts and everything, running. It's crazy. Like, that's basically what happened, you know, back in the 90s. They just didn't have the tech to show it. And now they showing it. And the worst part is when they did it back in 2007, people was really mad, hating, calling it Halo this, Halo that. It's bad enough that people on the outside looking at the IP probably think, oh, it's just Master Chief but a girl. I mean, it's similar. You know, you got the fall of Reach. That's a big moment in the Halo IP. But I think Samus's hits harder, you know, because she was just a child. And again, just everything that she had to go through to be built up to what she was. Listen, again, it's the same kind of with Master Chief. But again, Master Chief came after, just like Doomslayer came after. Iron Man was first. But in gaming world, Samus, man. Samus. Man, I just want to see it, man. I just want to see it. Because you know what it is? It ain't even for me. It's just to know that, like, to turn on the game and see the origin play out before you take control of Samus and start doing whatever the hell the developer wants you to do. Just to see that play out, I think it would do so much for the IP, just to make people, when they finish the journey, be like, yeah, I get it. Because, you know, you end the game and she takes off her helmet. Depending on the percentage you get, you might get complete Zero Suit Samus, right? And that's supposed to mean something. And it does, because, you know, you've been in this armor suit. Every time you save, you see her in this armor suit. But it means a lot more, I still feel, when you know the whole origin, when you know who she is, all of it. That's the one thing with Other M, like, seeing them even play with that and seeing, like, her with the Federation and all that stuff. It was just cool to see, like, okay, they're trying. It ain't landing. This acting is whoo, but they trying. You know, I wish it was better, but they trying. And that's the same thing. Even listen, I'm not even trying to throw all the shade at Other M. Like, even with Prime 3, they were trying. It's not like the acting in Prime 3 was phenomenal. Let's keep it 1,000. Like, it was, yeah, it was, yeah, but I still think in the way it delivered it, more like a Saturday morning cartoon, felt better than whatever the hell it was that, you know, whatever the hell Other M was trying to do. That was wild, you know. Confession time. Huh? Who talks like that? No, you know, yo, it's hilarious. I still want them to try, though. You see, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, they attempted it. It was bad, so don't do that again. Nah, what you mean? Get better actors, get better writers, better cinematography going. I mean, those camera shots that you had going in Dread, I'm like, I think Mercury Steam could definitely tell way better narratives than what they even got to do in Dread. In Dread, just Samus talking 2 seconds. Whatever she said, oh, that was fire. Like, it's like, that's how you know. It's like anything. They literally threw little crumbs, and I was hyped, like, yo, and come on, give us something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why all the bombastic nature of Prime 4's intro, you know, got me where it's like, yeah, they could do it in this game. They could tell the origin. This is going to be a story-driven game. It's going to have story in it. I can't wait to see what the narrative is like directing-wise and stuff, because I know they hire people from all over. You heard, oh, yeah, people from Naughty Dog. And, like, just everywhere. God of War team, Sony sent them out, like, everywhere. Everywhere. From all over the place. People from 343 went over there, like, well, what is now, you know, Halo Studios. Like, yo, They got talent from all over, on top of the talent that Retro already had, that we know made masterpieces like Tropical Freeze, which came out way too long ago. What have they been doing? I don't care, because Prime 4 is what they've been doing recently, and that's what's going to come out, and I can't wait to play it. And I just hope that when people get to play it, they get to know a little bit more about Samus Aran without having to find this video or dig, through archives and archives on the internet just to try to find anything or any resemblance to an origin story of Samus Aran. She got one. It's deep. It's not one that's super original, at this point, but for the time it came out, come on now. Like it was an awesome story, and it still is an awesome story, and they can even add more details because it hasn't, again, been told properly in video game form. So whoever does get to tell that origin and add the footage and everything, that's gonna be the one that is always in our minds. Now it's not gonna be the manga, the black and white. Nah, none of that. It's gonna be this, and I just hope that someone over there was smart enough to be like, yeah, you know what? We keep wanting people to jump into this IP. Maybe we should actually reintroduce Samus Aran properly to anyone picking up a Metroid game for the first time. Because it doesn't make sense that we don't. It's actually really weird that we never have. It's like, oh yeah, she has this origin story, but you could read it. Like it's said, it's right there in this old, in-game booklet or whatever. Like, come on. It's been way too many games, way too many generation graphical leaps where narrative and video games have just gotten better and better. I think it's time. I think Samus deserves it. And I think us as players, fans of the series, and newcomers, we all deserve it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for liking the videos, for subscribing, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.